Alright, so since I'm grinding for items here before I go into the Earth Gift Shrine, this is going to be post-commentary here, because this would not be interesting otherwise. Um, this floor 5 of Chaos Shrine, it's basically full of nothing but dragons, except for one particular encounter, which you'll see later. And I mean every single dragon. I mean, you can encounter a group with red dragons and white dragons, you can encounter a group of blue and green like I showed last time, you can encounter a pair of yellow dragons, you can encounter a holy dragon, which you'll see later, or a pair of asshole dragons, the silver and black dragon, which you'll see later. There's also one special encounter here, which is 1 in 64, and this 164 enemy has a 1% chance of dropping an item. Anyway, these yellow dragons, from what I can tell, they're basically just souped up fire dragons. I've not really seen them do much. I mean, they're not particularly immune to paralysis. They're quite susceptible to it. Not every dragon can be stunned, apparently. You'll see later. But yeah, there's not really much to say about these yellow dragons, other than that they sure are yellow. They sure do breathe fire. They sure are dragons. I've really not seen them do anything else. I mean, they're stronger than regular dragons, I'll give them that much. But really, just paralyze them and be immune to fire and you're good. I've not seen them do anything else. If you want elixirs, though, they do have a 4% chance of dropping them, which is quite nice at this point of the game, considering that these dragons can't really do much to you, and you can paralyze them so easily. So if you want elixirs, this might be a good place to grind. Maybe not at this point of the game, maybe when you're actually stronger, as you'll see later. But yeah, there's yellow dragons. Got them in the bestiary, that's all I care about. If I need elixirs, I'll be sure to head down to this place and to kill them. Or as I see them along in the Soul of Chaos dungeons. I think that's what they're called, Soul of Chaos. So anyway, here's a little surprise. This is the one encounter that isn't a dragon. A unicorn. It has a 1 in 64 chance of appearing at all. It appears all by itself. It is extremely strong for a horse enemy. And, it has a 1% chance of dropping the Rod of Faith, which is pretty much the White Mage's ultimate weapon. And, you'll never guess what happened. You'll see. Did I die during this fight? Did I kill the unicorn? Did I get the Rod of Faith? I mean, you'll see, this unicorn is actually really tough. It does a lot of damage physical-wise. It casts Prey, which restores 4,000 HP. Yeah. And it casts Holy, which does like 800 damage to everybody. And yeah, this unicorn is extremely tough, as it should be for a rare enemy. I mean, please. Like, horses really shouldn't be doing that much damage. I mean, if you get kicked in the face, you'll probably be dead, but still. I know nothing about unicorns, for the record. All I know is that they're a fairy tale and whatnot. And I just really don't learn much. I probably should watch My Little Pony or something. Or something with unicorns. I don't know. Someone will call me a girl for that. I don't know. So yeah, this sure is a tough enemy, and I sure am trying to strategize around it. And as you'll see, about halfway into this, you'll see load state and not save state. You'll see why in a bit. These fights really go on long. I really should have sped up during this. Maybe sped up 2 times, but then if I sped up 2 times the movie maker, then you'll get higher pitch, and if I sped up 4 times, it'll be completely mute. And I don't really want muted audio for this point. By the way, this unicorn only appears here, if I've not said that already. The 5 rare enemies are pretty much like that. They only appear in one spot. 1/64 chance of appearing, and the lowest possible chance of getting the items from them. But not all of them are 1%, thankfully. You'll see why I keep using Wizard Staff. Apparently, a lot of enemies resist stun. Even if it says they resist stun, they're not immune to it. Meaning that... Oh yeah, that unicorn can cast Shell. Like, just because you resist something doesn't mean you're immune to it. And you can paralyze this thing, it's just extremely difficult. I highly recommend paralyzing this thing because it casts Holy, it casts Shell, it casts pretty much every white magic you can think of, and you don't really want it to get off any actions. There we go, see? Got it paralyzed. If only a certain dragon would get paralyzed that easily. Like, gosh dang, you'll see in a bit. I can't wait to get to those dragons. Also, ignore the background noise out there. Apparently I can never get some time alone. So anyway, guess what? See, there you go, load state. I didn't save state, I load state. You'll see why. Because, as I found, I can manipulate RNG, kind of. It depends on who does what and who gets the finishing blow. As you'll see why I just randomly decided to cast Flare and Holy. Do I think it has low enough HP? Well, of course I know it has low enough HP. But why do I randomly do that? Because I actually got the Rod of Faith. It didn't, like, first unicorn. It took me like 3 tries to get this Rod of Faith. You have no idea how happy I was. Here we go, Holy Dragon. This is not the asshole dragon, but it sure is a douche. Because, it casts Holy. It's not really uncommon in here, though. But I think it's like the second strongest dragon, though. So watch out. Thankfully it can be paralyzed easily. Or maybe it can't, I don't know. Maybe I got that first try. But, this thing casts Holy, and, this is the only dragon that does not drop an elixir of any kind. It has a 1% chance of dropping the Holy Staff. The Holy Staff makes it so that your Holy spell does way more damage. It also makes your attacks Holy Elemental. I don't think Holy is an element in this game, but that's my guess. Maybe it works well against Undead. I haven't looked at the notepad briefly. I'm not going to worry about getting the Holy Staff here yet, because I can easily farm for other Holy Dragons in a later dungeon. A Soul of Chaos dungeon. All these dragons, or many of these dragons, are from the Soul of Chaos dungeons. They're this resilient for a reason. Also, I'm not really sure how many enhancers it takes for Naito to reach his maximum strength. I think I've seen maximum of 3, maybe a 4th. I don't know, 3 seems to be the magic number. And I don't know if actually I didn't, but what I would do for grinding enemies that are so resilient in later fights, as I realized, is that I would have one person cast haste, or one person attack, or one person do anything really, while the other 3 cast enhancers on one person. After that, same thing. 3 people cast enhancer on another person, while one person does something. Here's the assholes, Silver Dragon and Black Dragon. Mainly the Black Dragon, because, I'm showing a failure here. This Black Dragon, it casts Blaze, which is normal for a dragon, but, it also casts, you'll see on the next turn, other than Breathing Fire and normal attack, and these things resist stun as well, so good luck fighting them. Wait for it. It casts Flare, but not our Flare. Like, yeah, that's what Flare's supposed to look like. And yeah, it just annihilates everybody. including Haikiri. Yeah, Haikiri, he has been tanking everything. She's been tanking comments, flares, and even nukes. Like, she takes like half damage from everybody, I swear. It's because of her insane magic defense. So yeah, Black Dragon, kill and paralyze fast. Ignore the Silver Dragon. The Silver Dragon, apart from being strong, or weaker than the Black Dragon, at least, it casts Firaga, Thundaga, Blizzaga, and Break. Basically all the elemental bads. No, and question, why is Blizzaga stronger than Thundaga and Thundaga stronger than Firaga when Fire and Thunder have been the same damage? In fact, why? Like, I get that they're level spells, but jeez, they should all do the same amount of damage. But yeah, this Black Dragon, ugh. There you go, paralyzed, bitch. Jeez, you have no idea how many times it took me to paralyze this thing. Like, this thing resists paralysis. Like, first time I fought it, it paralyzed first turn, but I was focusing on the Silver Dragon. And the Black Dragon broke out paralysis in like 2 turns, and then annihilated my party with Flare. I can't wait to see what Ultima looks like. I think Ultima is gonna look like Flare for us, but for them, it's just Flare. I'll have to look at these guys' HP and such. Like, these guys just will not die, and they do way too much damage with everything they cast. Which is mainly just the Black Dragon. And no, I'm not being racist, in before racist joke, why you kill Black first. Like, it's just because Black Dragon do way too much damage, and the Silver Dragon is just no consequence whatsoever. By the way, Silver Dragon has a 5% chance of Elixir, and Black Dragon, it has a 2% chance of a Mega Elixir. If you don't know what a Mega Elixir is, it's basically Elixir but on everybody, which is really amazing. So, if you want Elixirs, here's the place. It's not a good place, but it's pretty much the only place you'll get Elixirs. Well, that's not true, there's one more place you can get Elixirs, but this is like a reliable place, at least. If you know how to deal with these dragons, that is. By the way, the Silver Dragon resists paralysis too. Don't even try to paralyze it. It's not threatening at all. Just go for the Black Dragon. Go for the Flare Caster. Like, ignore the Silver Dragon. Thank goodness there's no Gold Dragon. Like, thank goodness. Overall, this place, really good for grinding elixirs, really good for experiencing gold, but beware the Holy Dragon and the Black Dragons. Beware. So here's Dark Fighter. I've never got the item from it. The item is Power Vest. I thought I received the Power Vest, but apparently I didn't. So here's me getting a Power Vest, just showing a fight because it's really quick. Hey, guess what? Since I got a 1% drop from a 1 in 64 enemy, why not get a 4% chance of getting an item from a 1 in 64 enemy as well? Yeah, I actually managed to get the Genji gloves from this Neo shoe here. That is now 2 items I've gotten that is incredibly rare chances. There's some incredibly rare chances out there, but these are the most evil. Items remaining from the stupid rare enemies are War Mech with Genji armor, 1% chance. Iron Golem with Genji helm, I believe, 3% chance. And there's one more enemy that has a 1% chance of dropping pretty much the best sword in the game. I'm not going to spoil what it is, unless I get it by pure chance. Or something. You'll see. By the way, I fought like 10 War Mech, or 20 War Mechs with save state abuse. I still can't get the armor. Ugh, they just will not drop it. I can't wait to get to the other items. By the way, purple worms, 6% chance of dropping the rainbow shard. They're common, so not hard at all. And then there's this fight. Remember, you know how I forgot to show I got the Z-Will Blade or Zwill Blade? Well, I do get this Will Blade here, but this Death Eye also has something I want. The Assassin Dagger at 2% chance. These ghosts have a 2% chance to drop in the Z-Will Blade as well. Spoilers, I do not get the Assassin Dagger. And, this is the last fight here I'm gonna show because, I'm pretty much at my limits for grinding. I don't want to over-level because if I level up too much, then enemies will actually run away from me. If you don't know that mechanic, you will see it if you return to, like, Cornelia or something and fight goblins at a high level. They will all pretty much run away from you. Same deal with many enemies, many kinda lower class enemies. They'll just run away from you. I don't want that. Even in full chaos, some enemies will still run away. I don't want to over-level. So, if you don't know what the Rod of Faith does, it casts full life. Amazing! I am so happy I got the Rod of Faith. Not only is it a good attacking weapon, it also casts the ultimate spell, which I don't need to purchase. There's also one rod I will also not need to purchase the spell it uses. But I'll still buy it anyway, because I doubt I'll get this thing. I'm going to need a lot of MP for it. Spoilers, it's Ultima. There's a weapon that casts Ultima when used. Basically, you can just nuke everything. I think I've already said this in a way back when, though. Anyway, that's it for this post-commentary section. I have not had fun grinding enemies, especially with Warmech. Anyway, I'll see you at Earth Gift Shrine. Hello everyone, this is Ultima Number, and welcome back for more Final Fantasy. Last time we killed the 4 fiends, Chaos Fiends, in the Chaos Shrine. Like, seriously, fuck Tiamat. And I'm here with a special guest today.
Hello.
Hopefully that actually picks up. Let's start by actually looking at the new enemies I have killed. Wow, that's some defense got there. No wonder I can't harm it. Now let's look at the various other enemies that I've also killed. Yeah, you're not supposed to encounter unicorns in the Chaos Shrine. You're supposed to encounter them in some flying fortress type thing. That doesn't look like a lot of attack power at all. Let's see. Yeah, you resist everything. Now what about the other dragons? Oh, they don't really resist anything. Wow, that's a lot of HP. Oh, they are weak to sleep. Good to know. And of course, these guys resist everything. Wow, 9,900 HP. And of course... Oh, these guys are weak to Dia. Good to know, except Dia doesn't really work against them. Anyway, so these bonus dungeons are real special. These are only here in Dawn of Souls and beyond, and they're quite difficult. Now, this one here isn't really the... Oh goodness, I got the bad floor early. These floors are randomized, so if you got a different floor than me, that is why. These NPCs here are actually random fights, and as we can see here, we got different colored enemies, which are actually really, really tough for this point. I barely know anything about these guys, so, wish me luck. I'm just gonna do whatever I think is best to do. I think I'll kill the Skull Dyer first. Well, good to know that goblins die in one hit. Also, you there?
No, it's a Scoldra. It's a pun.
Oh, I always pronounce it Skull Dyer. Because it has die in it, and it's dead. Oh, these enemies aren't bad at all. Good to know. Good to know I could have come here early. Let's see what these guys are made of. Wow, that's pathetic.
Wow, they're like unchanged from the initial values.
These guys do drop these, though. I think that's a 2% chance. Yeah, that's right, 2% chance. What about these guys? Eh. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna brute force it, because I think every single enemy here is actually extremely weak. Not sure about these Gloom Widows, though. Oh yeah, I should probably show what items I've gotten, shouldn't I? So you're on track. Yeah, I gave Umber the Mashamune. Oh, that wasn't even an NPC fight. But yeah, this is basically my equipment for everybody. Pretty good for Naito here. Here's Umber's. He has the Mashamune. Haikiri, look what Haikiri has. The Rod of Faith. Like, Rod of Faith is a 1% chance drop from a unicorn, which is a 1 in 64 chance. Rod of Faith is really good. And Furia is, like, pretty much no different. Let's see what we got here. Just more Gloom Widows. Not threatening in the least.
It almost seems like you were meant to come here immediately after the Chaos Shrine or something.
Did you see that? Gloom Widow ran away. That means I'm over-leveled. And of course there's that thing. Like, I do know my way through here, it's just that there's random treasure chests scattered about here. They spawn at random, and what you get from them depends on what floor they're on. Which is really bad if you're a perfectionist like me and want to get one of everything. Like in the original Dawn of Souls, this was extremely bad because it was the only way to get like 100 items. Oh, I'm sorry, were you saying something?
Oh, I was saying that it seems like you were meant to come here with the hard mode patches, like immediately after the Chaos Shrine with the stats of these enemies, or shortly after.
I am playing hard mode. I am still. Wait, am I? Yeah, I am still playing hard mode because the Rod of Faith doesn't exist in any other versions. I guess I was supposed to come here after killing Lich from the place you first encounter him from. So yeah, this sure is a purple forest. Like, this floor really sucks because it's so long, not because it's hard. It's tedious. Fortunately, the ROM hacker made it so that you can run away from most fights, so that they're less tedious, but they're still tedious. But you can't run away from these fights, you have to kill them. I could have used Thor's Hammer to just group attack everybody, but whatever, just there are not any consequences whatsoever. Oh, here's Red Scorpions. I don't think they drop anything new, but I don't think they're any threatening. I do know one enemy, specifically one enemy that's extremely threatening. Not here, though, it's like in a sandy place. I suppose I'll have to cut out every fight because this is really getting boring. I thought I was underprepared. No, I'm overprepared apparently. I like how everyone has over 1,000 HP. Did I really grind that much?
Yeah, even your Black Mage, and that's usually not supposed to happen.
Yeah, you can have over 1,000 HP with Mod of Balance and Hard Mode, but not Original. You can also have 255 of every stat. You know the plus items? In the Original they give you 1, 2, or 3. Here they only give you 1. Well, it is hard mode, to be fair. That wasn't even the NPC fight. Give me your knives. No, don't run away. I want your knives. Oh boy. What am I supposed to say about something that isn't challenging at all? I'm supposed to have a challenge.
If you were lower level, it might be a drain on your resources if you could actually get hit.
I could have came here at a lower level, but how was I to know? I don't think anyone watching has even played this hack. Well, there's Spider Silk. I already got Spider Silk from, like, a chest. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna cut out every fight, because this is really boring. I don't know where the chests are gonna be. I pretty much know everywhere where they spawn, just...
dungeons of Final Fantasy 1.
Yeah, this is pretty much them in a nutshell. It's just these floors,
Most
like,
of
not...
the GBA Final Fantasies had pretty bad bonus dungeons, though.
Which Final Fantasy? I do really think this game is a bit loud, but I don't know how to change that.
Oh, on Discord you can right-click me and adjust my volume.
Okay, hold on, let me do that right quick. Okay, sorry about that. Was it just saying volume? Should be clear now. So, do you have any questions on, what I've been doing with this game or something? What I think of it? Because I can't really say what I think of it so far just by questioning myself.
You were cutting out a little there.
Heading where?
No, you were cutting out a little.
Oh.
You're...
Oh yeah, I'll repeat that. Do you have any questions of what do I think of this game, or how I've been doing with this game? Because I can't really say it by myself, or asking myself. I'm really that kind of person.
I think something's up with Discord because, like, after the word what, like, ask what, it cut out.
Oh, maybe because I'm speaking a bit too loud or something. Could you hear me clearly there?
I heard something after
no big deal. Voice calls aren't really good. Just
yeah, sometimes.
Oh, maybe it's the internet. Oh, I got the main geesh. That's nice. That's a 2% chance. Oh, it's because internet's kind of sucking. Even though I have full ping.
Yeah, that would do it. Especially when you're technically streaming video as well.
You think I'm speaking a bit too loud?
No, your audio is fine. It's just cutting out occasionally. Volume is good.
Okay, maybe it's because I'm sharing a screen. Maybe it's because
what I was saying. You're technically streaming video.
Oh, okay.
So that doesn't help.
Anyway, finally out of that place. Like, jeez.
It's completely peer-to-peer.
These floors are, like, extremely short. I assume these wolves are not threatening at all? Nope. I don't think they can drop anything worthwhile. Yeah, they drop high potions. Nothing there. Nothing there. Pythons, I think you drop luck pluses, and I need all the luck I can get. And even they run. Two of them ran away.
Influences critical hits in this game, right?
There are critical hits. It's indicated by, like, a white flash.
Huh?
There are critical hits. They're indicated by a white flash.
Right. But what I'm saying is, luck only affects the rate of those.
Oh, I think luck affects statuses like success rates or resistances, and I think agility affects rate of running away as well as how fast you go. I think it's different in this game. I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up. Anyway, this floor really sucks because everything looks the same, except when you go a direction. And eventually...
It just reminds me of one of the revisit areas from Off.
From what? Okay, let me try to pronounce this. Catolopata... I can't do it. How do you
pause, I believe.
All I know is that these are enemies in Final Fantasy X. I know a lot of enemies in Final Fantasy X. Anyway, we got
things from RuneScape.
Anyway, we got palm trees and they form an arrow. That means you go that way until something happens. Meanwhile, you get ambushed by wolves that are scared of you. And, like,
Because
they
watch.
all ran away. That's what happens when every enemy runs away.
I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's what happens when every enemy runs away. You get 1 experience.
They don't even drop consolation gil.
Really? Should you get money for enemies running away from you?
Hey, you lose money from running away in the Mario RPGs.
I mean, yeah. True. Left. Oh, gosh, these encounters. Can I at least encounter an Abyss Worm?
So I guess then it's a question of, aren't you just a highwayman at that point?
I don't know. Can I at least get an Abyss Worm before I leave this desert? Abyss Worm?
Not.
Anyway, I need to encounter an Abyss Worm because, they only appear on this floor specifically. Like, I think they only appear in the Earthgift Shrine on this floor specifically, and, they're suddenly difficult than what we've seen. They do have a high chance of dropping Soma drops, though. So that's nice. But still, they, like, do, like, 1,000,000 damage to you versus every other enemy that does, like, 1. Guess I'll just cut to when I find it. If it exists, that is. Also, are you there?
I expected it to show up as soon as you said that.
I don't think any... Thank you. Guess I should equip something that resists poison. I forgot I could switch equipment during battle. Okay, here we go. And
Does
it doesn't...
equipment switched in battle stay switched? Because I know I've played some game where it only switches for that one battle.
No, it stays switched. Heck, you can even do some shit like take a weapon off someone and then give it to someone else. But Umber can't equip it, so never mind.
Great
You know
example.
what I mean. Yeah, I don't want to fight anything but Abyss Forms. If they exist here, that is. It might have changed. I don't know that yet. I've had times where I can't run away, but yet they all run away. Also, this game's kind of lagging a bit. I think I've already said that. Don't tell me these are 1 in 64. The notepad didn't say that.
Gonna have so much fun with the pigtails.
Pigtails? You mean from Final Fantasy IV? You mean the pink puffs?
The tail is the draw, but yeah.
At least with those you encounter like 6 or 7 of the Hun legs. These are centipedes, why won't they die in like 1 hit? Except, will they die in 1 hit? Like, they're bugs. No, they don't die in 1 hit. No, they don't die from that either. Are these the suddenly difficult enemies? Well, I mean, they do that. It doesn't seem like they're that threatening, though. I have not seen them do anything but a regular attack.
I guess difficult is relative.
I mean, they give a lot of experience. Let's wait, do they drop anything? No, not formation. Oh, okay. Python. No, they drop antidotes. No, they drop luck. Nothing interesting. Oh, here's Abyss Worm. Okay, Abyss Worms are pretty much the toughest of worms, and they're extremely hard-hitting, and they are filled with death, basically, and they have like 1,000,000 HP. Like, gosh dang it. Not sure what I should do for this enemy. except just do what I usually do with every other enemy. One person attack, or do whatever, and the other 3 use enhancers. I believe 3 enhancers is the limit. I don't think there's actually a limit, but 3 is what I've seen so far. Wow, they're not hard-hitting at all. What did he do to you? I thought you were supposed to be hard-hitting. You didn't... You sure did live 1 hit, I'll give you that.
I think I know what they did. You want to know?
Wormhole? Do they...
Yeah.
They do that in Mod of Balance. Oh, it's dead. It didn't drop It didn't drop a Soma drop, but good thing it's not
do that in the base game.
Oh, they can use Wormhole in the base?
The PSP version.
Oh, in the PSP version they can cast Wormhole?
I'm not sure if it's called that, but yeah.
Anyway, here's floor 5, which is the final floor. There's only 5 floors of this dungeon, but for a reason. As you can see, there's a flame there. There's also a flame there. This is also a maze, but not really. There's a flame there, but this one has a treasure chest. And you guessed it, there's another flame there. I'm not going to go inside it yet.
It's kind of weird how they only give one a chest.
Think I should get the chest now? Or should I do these in the order I do?
I forget if you still only get one thing from it. I think it doesn't really matter.
I'll just do this in the usual order. Save for this, because, you know, it's a boss. How much you want to bet this boss will die in like 2 seconds?
What? A big scary flame is a boss fight?
Wow, this is slow. Noticeably slower. Anyway, let's examine the fire, shall we? So, you've managed to reach these depths. I command you. Your journey ends here, I'm afraid. Meet Cerberus! Do you recognize Cerberus? If not, this guy is from Final Fantasy III. Unfortunately, the boss fight is not from Final Fantasy III, like in the PSP version. Also, wow, that lag. Actually, no, you don't attack yet. You enhance yourself, and then you cast haste. And let's just do the usual thing I do with Naito here, with bosses. And this should bring him up with maximum strength. Blaze, what are you gonna do? Yeah, that's what I thought. Jeez, the lag. Or not lag, slowdown. Not sure what's causing it here. Like, I can speed up just fine, it's just... Yeah, the speed up's like 300%. Now, you know what, you're so weak I'm gonna kill you with just what I have. I
do like this boss theme, though.
Oh, but his physical attack is dangerous. At least. Yeah, something tells me this was really suited for just after Lich. Although, decidedly harder, I can tell. This guy does drop an item.
I mean, it's better than the original GBA and PSP releases, where you really wanted to do this practically post-game anyway, even though it opened immediately after Lich.
True,
Just because it would be such a drain on your resources otherwise.
Still though, even after you do it post-game, these bosses are a joke. Like that.
I mean, it lasted longer than I thought for a boss in a dungeon of this difficulty.
So let's look at the new enemies here. Oh, they only have that much. They're weak to ice, good to know. Red Scorpion, they don't...
Yeah, weirdly.
Geez, these enemies are really uninteresting. Yeah, this guy drops a stamina plus. No, not an item of importance that isn't just a plus. No, it drops a plus. Drops at 25%, but why would you grind off of this guy when you could just grind off of golems? Why can't I just beat the 3 other bosses? Because, yeah, once you beat the boss, you have to do the dungeon again. You have to. So yeah, this place sucks because you have to do it 4 frickin' times to get the full bestiary. Assuming you're going for that, of course. Guess I'll see you at the next boss then.
Hey, at least it's not the 100th floor dungeon from 4.
There's a 100th floor dungeon in that game?
That's the post-game dungeon in the advanced release. It's like 9 floors, then a character-specific floor to get their more ultimate than ultimate weapon or armor, depending on who it is.
GBA versions of Final Fantasy games just has all the fun, doesn't it?
Well, the Dragon's Den in 6 isn't bad. I just found some of the boss gimmicks just not fun to deal with. That was just me personally.
Well, there's Wormhole. And drop a Soma Drop. Go ahead and use that right away.
It's somewhere in there.
Here it is. Oh, wait,
you already had one. Good.
No, it's not that... Like, I want to keep one just for inventory's sake. What I wanted to show is that, I bought an Intelligent Plus because the Mind Flayers just would not drop them. Good thing they can be bought. Yeah, you can buy the pluses at, like, 100,000 gil a piece. If you're patient enough to grind that much gil.
That was, like, one of the few interesting parts of the PSP randomizer. Like, I actually got the Barbarian Sword, which is the, at least in the PSP version, the ultimate fighter weapon. Like, in the 2nd dungeon or something. So, it was really just a slog after that. Because there's not much you can do that's interesting with a randomizer with this game.
I wonder what else the Final Fantasy randomizer can do. Can it randomize stats?
Wonder what else the what?
Randomizer can do.
It changes enemy pools, where you find treasure, and the shops, who can equip what items, and who can learn what magics.
Not stats or anything?
No.
Well, that sounds fun. Can you get, like, 4 War Mechs?
It got me to finish the game for the first time.
Ooh, green apple. I needed that.
What's that do in this game? I know it cures imp in...
Green apple
Wait, no,
permanently
that's
raises
the
max HP in this game.
Huh.
There's also a red apple which raises HP by 10. But
They
only
renamed
one.
them to silver and gold apples in future games, I think.
Yeah, that's what they were. What am I doing? You cast Brief Staff, you're all on HP. Well, thank you for the ethers. Goblins on crack my ass. You would not believe what Mata Balance did with the 5th floor of Chaos Shrine. It added, like, the worst possible versions of every single enemy. And you encounter, like, a bajillion of them. So basically, it's
That's the worst part. No matter how powerful your characters are, it's going to take a full turn, at least, to finish an encounter.
a calendar.
Encounter.
No encounter. Unless you run away.
That's true.
Oh,
That's more button presses.
in case I haven't mentioned it, you can quickly run away by just pressing L and R together. Not really gonna care about treasure chests. I don't think they contain anything important. I think anything I can get from those, I can get from enemies anyway. Because every enemy drops something. Except the final boss, of course.
Like, you could farm spider silk, but this isn't even the game where they're obscenely broken.
Sorry,
every two... Oh.
I was talking to the guy because he was in my way, but then he ran away from me.
Good job, Sculpture. You tried your best.
Again, I'm so uncaring of the enemies that I'm forgetting to use the priest staff. Finally. Here we are again. Time for the second boss. Good thing I could just exit door. I'll just do these in the order I usually do, like I said. I haven't even leveled up yet. You cast Cure, because I don't think you're ever gonna cast Cure in battle. And we should be ready. Ready for Freddy. You've done well to come this far, but you will go no farther! No farther whatsoever! Yeah, you see a theme here. Dean Kidna, also from Final Fantasy III. This has the 4 bosses of Final Fantasy III, specifically from the Crystal Tower, I believe. I've not played Final Fantasy III enough to that point, but I've seen a review of it with these bosses. Once again, I'll just do my usual.
Final Fantasy III is one of those games that only has one fatal flaw, and it's literally a one-tile issue. And there's not a save point at the midpoint of the final dungeon.
I think you can only save in the overworld, so that makes sense. But once you're at the halfway point, you can't go back. So, there you go. Now let's enhance Furia here. And you cast haste on yourself. Oh no! It did like nothing. Yeah, I knew I should have done these dungeons first, but something tells me that if I did do them right after Lich, then I would have an even worse time than I did with him the first time I fought Lich. Do you know how hard it was when I was fighting Lich? It wasn't fun at all. It was so unfun that I used a lot of my items, and I didn't want to use my items. Wow, even Cerberus is like 4 times
wants to use their items. We like to collect our items in our inventory and keep them nice and pretty. We just tell ourselves that we're going to use items.
I don't like using items if I have only one left. Unless it's like a battle which I can't use items afterwards anyway. So if this was the final battle, I happily use his Mega Elixir, but here I'm not going to use the Mega Elixir. So what am I doing again? I guess just nothing different. Except we don't really need healing. And just Naito's just wrecking shit.
I like how you really didn't need to buff Furia at all.
Furia's just kind of there, but she has been getting better ever since she upgraded. Which, that reminds me, I should show this off, she actually has higher intelligence than Haikiri now. Like, before she upgraded, she had like half the intelligence, but now she's like higher intelligence than Haikiri.
Huh.
Now Furia's a better healer than Haikiri. Well,
the jack of all trades is better at maging than your actual white mage.
I also find it funny that I like to make Haikiri like my strongest fighter, or at least give her the strongest weapon possible. I like to make her the Force of Destruction. That's just my thing with at least the Final Fantasy I white mages. Like, I frickin' give her the Ultima weapon.
Like, the ultimate weapon practically was the Thor's hammer. hammer for white mages, right?
Ultimate weapon can pretty much be equipped by anyone as long as they're upgraded, but I always give it to high carry. Why am I saving?
I was more meaning like it was the best thing to have on the white mage because it gave them infinite lightning too when they normally couldn't learn any damaging spell besides Tia.
I like the idea of a white mage being able to use a god's hammer. Anyway, let me show you.
I was actually watching Pro Jared's playthrough of the NES version, and he always had his white mage using a hammer, even when a staff or something was available. Just because it was funny to think of.
I like the idea of a white mage using a hammer like that. Anyway, I'm showing a trick right here where, like, if you want to know where items is in this Forsaken place, you can go right from the Oasis, you can also go down from the Oasis, you can go left from the Oasis, you can go up from the Oasis, or you can go down left from the Oasis. Follow those steps exactly or you'll get lost. And if you go straight up from the Oasis, if you spawn here, you can spawn, like, around here. If you see trees like this, don't go left or right, go straight down. Because this is pretty much like a haunted wasteland type area. Or Lost Woods, or whatever. Minus descending back. It loops infinitely.
So the thing you were asking earlier, but the question kept getting cut off, were you just trying to talk about thoughts on the game and the patches in general?
Yeah, what I can definitely say, though, is that 50% of it...
Almost a post-mortem, but...
What I can say overall is that 50% of the fights are boring, like this. 50% of the fights is suddenly difficult and I can't do shit about it. Well, not 50-50, it's like 40-40. The other 20 is just me farming items and getting annoyed by it.
I think part of that is just an inherent flaw of the Dawn of Souls versions of the games, where it's really hard to balance difficult fights in this version because of how radically different from the NES version it is. Because you get into 4-digit health and you have MP instead of spell charges. Because this is after the point where Final Fantasy became its own thing instead of a bootleg D&D game.
I see.
And it's easier to balance these numbers in a game with an active battle system like everything between 4 and 9.
All those games have ATB?
Yeah. The Super Nintendo versions didn't show the progress bar, I don't think, but they were still ATB.
Huh. Why am I fighting you? Yeah, if you run away from those guys, they don't actually disappear. Oh yeah, I remember. If I was to recommend a party for each version that I played, for the original version and maybe Origins version, I would recommend Fighter, Black Belt, Red Mage, and White Mage for both versions. Just don't pick Thief or Black Mage, just don't. They really suck in those versions. In GBA and maybe...
See, I always thought the Monk was powerful because eventually their natural strength stat outgrew the weapon growth. So they were at least cheap to equip.
Ooh, Yellow Dragon. Here's a really tough enemy, Yellow Dragon. Actually, they're not tough at all. They're just souped up versions of Red Dragons. They sure can breathe fire. They sure are strong. And nothing special about them. They're good for elixir grinding, I'll give them that much. Anyway, in GBA version, my party recommendation is Fighter, White Mage, Thief, and not Black Mage. Monk again. Like, no Black Mage or Red Mage. Like, if you want to wipe out fights early on, then sure, go use the Black Mage, but you can just...
I didn't actually try this, but what happens if you try to go back into the door of one of the bosses you beat?
It's like, if you beat the boss... Bosses
satisfying at all.
Yeah, the bosses
I guess it's so you can farm?
Yeah, you can farm if you like. In fact, there's one of these bosses that have a 1% chance of dropping the Ultima Rod, and the Ultima Rod casts Ultima when used, which the Black Mage can also use, which is why I don't recommend Black Mage. You can cast Ultima anyway. Anyone can use it. It's really frickin' broken. Same reason I don't recommend Black Mage really in the original version, because you get the Judgment Staff, and the Judgment Staff casts Flare, which the Black Mage can also use. I recommend Thief, because Thief has insane accuracy, like you wouldn't believe. Like, sometimes the strength bypasses Fighter, even. Anyway, third boss time. Will it be any threatening? In me are all things great and small extinguish. Die now, warriors of light. How do you know what we are? No, seriously, how do you know? Two-headed dragon, or excuse me, twin dragon. I believe you're supposed to be called two-headed dragon. Why do you get your name changed? I don't think this thing is supposed to be called twin dragon. I think it's supposed to be two-headed dragon. They're both the same. Whatever. Acceptable. Another boss from Final Fantasy III. I don't really study this dragon enough. I guess it's just anything a dragon can do. It is a dragon. Oh. There's the sudden difficult. Like, what the fuck? Okay, Inkinda, not threatening. Cerberus, maybe threatening. This thing, no, fuck you, Naito. Like, what the fuck is wrong with Ice Penguin? What the fuck? Well, good thing I have the Rod of Faith, because if you don't know, the Rod of Faith casts full life. You inspire, I guess. I'll have to set up some Protectoras and Vanishes. Nope. Nope, reset. If 2 die, I guess it's just over. It's okay if 1 dies, but if 2 dies, like, in 2 seconds, then there's nothing I can do about that if he's just gonna kill 1 per turn. There's no Mega Phoenix Downs or anything.
What ability was it using to do that?
Just his normal attack.
Electric boss?
Like, he was just regularly attacking and he's doing like 3,000 damage. Even to Naito.
Huh.
I just have to spam Protectoras and Vanishes. Mainly Vanishes. How about you get stunned? If I can even stun you. I don't know what he's gonna do yet. Before I even set up enhancers, I have to set up protects. Where's my defenders? Yes, defender, not defender, defender. Please work. Oh my goodness, it actually worked. Just like Kraken. I wouldn't expect a boss like this to be stunned like that.
I'm so confused on why it just did 3,000 raw damage to a knight.
A paladin, even, as this game calls it. But that is, like, an insane amount. It's stunned, so I don't even need to set up protects. I just have to nuke this thing, basically. I think the minimum is 2 turns. Menuing, jeez. Menuing! I keep forgetting where my cursor was. I have my cursor set to memory. Like the pros. I'm not a pro. Surely this boss has like 8,000 HP or so, right? I did not expect it to be able to hit that hard. Like, sure, 11 hits, sure, but 3,000 damage?
Yeah,
no.
That is definitely an outlier.
Stop. Enhance Furia. Damn it. I believe there's 5,000 damage. 5,000 damage. Yeah, there's also a mechanic with stun. It lowers their defense for some reason. Or maybe not lowers their defense, but I don't know what else to call it. Just lower defense. Please outspeed it. Please, for the love of chaos, outspeed it. Thank you. And it worked again. And it's dead. Well, that describes in general most enemies in Final Fantasy II. They kill you in one shot, yet you can kill them in like 2 seconds. I think there's another game that does that. I can't remember what though. Maybe it actually was only Final Fantasy II. I should probably rest, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I was holding off on saying, you might want to use a cottage or something.
Good thing there's an inn like right here that costs 20 gil.
Yeah, I was lazy and rich in my playthrough of the randomizer.
Oh, you refused to rest at the
I
inn?
just couldn't do anything with the money.
You refused to rest at the inn?
No, it's more just, I was there, I was already outside, I'm just gonna use a tent that costs like 200.
Tents do have their usage, especially in the Marsh Cave. Marsh Cave is like suddenly difficult, and you pretty much need a tent when you're at least on the way out. Because as I found out with Marsh Cave, you are so out of resources by the time you're out, and you're probably also poisoned as well. So that's where tents come in useful. Ooh, hungry ogres. I think these things drop green apples well. I know what drops a red apple, but I think these things drop green apples. But whatever, I need them for my bestiary anyway. Stop you. Whatever, you're probably not threatening at all. Yeah, like I thought. And I got a green apple. Let's use that right away, because I got 2 of them now. If I can find them. Oh, I got 3 green apples.
On the best floor layout too.
You need the HP, Umber. You need the HP. Whoa. Whoa, what was that?
So, for some reason, like, we have not figured it out, but for some reason my carbon monoxide detector just randomly goes off for 1 second and then stops.
And that caused the beeping?
Yeah, that was the detector. It
That
didn't happen at all through the day when I had my window open. I think I need to go open that again. I will be right back.
Okay. My goodness, that was just about as loud as my sister's sudden hiccups.
I'm kind of wondering if it's some low battery warning or something.
Oh, it's a
Because
low
it
battery?
literally- Possibly. I mean, it beeps twice and then stops.
Speaking of low battery, my sister's laptop beeps constantly because her charger is, like, loose and can't stay in. It beeps every time it unplugs or plugs back in.
Oof, yeah. That's slightly dangerous, I think.
Her computer's not doing too well. And my computer has a bit of problems too. For example, it cannot play audio without headphones. It just can't. In addition, it blue screens for no reason a lot. I'm surprised that hasn't happened in recordings yet. In before there's suddenly an Seriously, all the green apples, thank you. I could also sell them for like 45,000 gil. I'll take that. See, I knew there was a treasure chest here. Finally, let's go deal with the fourth boss, shall we? I wonder who it could be. Assuming you've played Final Fantasy III, of course. And this is the only one guarding a treasure chest. I have a feeling this one will be not threatening, but annoying. Also, hold on. Clearly, I'll share the Discord window. There we go.
That won't cause an infinite loop paradox or whatever. Yeah, I can see it and hear it.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, I wonder what this fourth boss is. I have a feeling that this boss will not be threatening, but annoying. Because I know exactly what this boss is. It's very familiar to me. Not because I played Final Fantasy III. There are none who can stop me in all of creation. You, too, shall fall before me. Airyman. Or Airyman, or... It's not a man, it's a bat. I recognize this enemy from Final Fantasy X, and oh boy are these things assholes. Well, not really, just the souped-up version of these things. I don't know...
Pretty consistently in this series. I know they're in 4 and 7 and 6.
I have a feeling this thing will try to inflict status ailments on me more than anything, but the only one who can really suffer from that is Furia here. Maybe it can turn to stone? I better equip Furia with I better equip Furia with the stone resisting shield right quick. Cause she's the only one who does not have a ribbon. Okay, equip. Where's Iron Shield? And then you use Enhancer. There we go. I did a smart this time.
One thing I do like about these patches is that it gives even the oldest of equipment a use. Because its stats might be garbage, but it can still resist something.
Ouch! It sure did something to Haikiri.
Man, give it 14 turns and it might kill a party member.
Not even 4 turns, just like
14
turns.
That's what I said.
And if I use a priest staff with Umber specifically, it'll take like 1,000. Because black mages are better healers than white mages for some reason.
Oh, do the
comet
items actually scale off of your stats in this game?
Yeah, the item staffs scale off of your intelligence and stuff. It's really useful. So if you have a black mage with high intelligence, you can just spam priest staff and just almost guarantee you won't die. Hints on almost. But if you only have one staff, then only one member can use it. Makes sense. Really, you're just gonna only target Haikiri with your physical attack. Really.
It's a good thing this isn't Final Fantasy VI, where the spell stabs are single use. and cost 500 gil each.
500 billion damage?
No, it's 500 gil to purchase each. 1500 actually. It's 500 to sell.
I know that in Final Fantasy II, there's like attacks that like destroy your money and even your items, including your precious elixirs. So anyway, Mega Elixir, that's really all I get from here. I expected a weapon.
And you only needed to do one run to get it.
Well, unfortunately, that elixir is only a one-time treasure chest. So that's unfortunate. Anyway, that sure was the Earth Gift Shrine. I sure had a time with it. Hopefully the Hellfire Chasm will be much better. Next time in Final Fantasy, we'll see you at the Hellfire Chasm.
After checking what the RMon drops.
The what drops?
Will it be a stat-up item? The RMon that you just beat? I wonder if it's a stat-up item.
Yeah, I've not shown the other threes as well. Yeah, these 4 drop pluses. And they all have 10,000 HP. Wow, look at that attack power.
That's almost maxed out.
Not as bad as Kraken, though. Not as bad as Kraken.
I like how the dragon has less defense than the dog.
Not like a dragon at all. Anyway, I'll at least show you to the Hellfire Chasm in case no one knows where it is. And next time in Final Fantasy, well, I'll level up, of course. Well, actually, maybe I won't level up. Because I want to be level 70 for the Hellfire Chasm anyway. Where is it? Oh, it's there. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Here we go.